What is up, YouTube? The topic for today's video is actually building a crypto investment bot using Python specifically. So this video would be a bit interesting as it is like a hands-on development of a small bot using Python, where we're gonna kind of look at different signals around the internet. The signals would be like social media, sentiments, news channels, different Reddit groups, something around that, and kind of you translate those sentiments of what people are posting into your investment strategy and kind of automating everything all together around it. It is a very interesting project to build from scratch, at least for me. So maybe you guys stay tuned on this one. And I'm not sure how many parts would be there, but let's start with like the first part where I'm going to set up like a basic environment, reading few basic signals from Twitter, and then we're going to kind of improve upon eventually. Just before we move forward, I'm gonna thanks a lot to all my new subscribers. Anyone who is new to my channel should know that I'm quite interested in the latest and greatest technologies, specifically in dev technologies. I have a data engineering and software engineering background. I love to build things, so kind of stay tuned to get a lot more information around tech. Moreover, if you get value out of my videos, please feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It helps a lot with the algorithm. All right, before we start building the actual bot, let's look at the inspiration I had, the reason why I'm building something like this. So as you might have known, recently even like a single tweet can kind of crash the rate of the coins, crash the market as well. It kind of causes a lot of interference in terms of what's happening and making things a lot of volatile. So you can see someone like Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk, and a single tweet from him can change the direction of where the trend is going in terms of the value of your currencies. So right, if as an investor, someone already has invested in the currency, it would be good to have something like this where you're kind of controlling all of these things in an automated way. So hence the reason for building something like this. So I drew this diagram on Whimsical where kind of explains what's happening, what's the market trend. So Elon speaks a lot of words on internet all the time, on Twitter specifically, kind of changes the direction. He can make things go to the moon. That's the idea. He can make the Dogecoin go to the moon, his SpaceX, even Tesla to the moon. So all these tweets are kind of taking like whatever things he wants to the moon in a funny way. So he has a lot of power, definitely has a lot of power. So you would want to kind of utilize these signals. So I'm going to call these as signals, not tweets, because it is kind of changing the direction of the market. So where Elon posts about any coin and he messages about any coin with a positive sentiment, that's where the direction of the market goes. So this can be kind of very useful, even if we just track Elon. So in my project, I'm just gonna start tracking only Elon because it's gonna be one of the major signifiers. And one of the latest tweets from him is he's gonna still look for different currencies which can be useful and has a lot of low impact in terms of the carbon footprint. So maybe I'm gonna just like do a simple search every day and look for the currencies he's mentioning. So what's gonna happen with the bot is I'm gonna use these signals, run some small simple algorithms, simple searches, regex calls, like whatever, a few things, apply like using some machine learning text detection. So I'm gonna use a lot of text processing and kind of use these signals and then call or in an automated way invest in those coins. So if it's talking about Dogecoin, and in a positive direction, and it has a very good context to it, then this is automatically gonna trigger the investment as soon as the tweet hits the market. And I'm gonna refresh this like in a few seconds, and this is gonna make my investment go up. So that's the idea. So pretty simple though. So yep, that's it. We can just already start coding on the bot. So the idea is, as a first step, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use Twitter to get Elon's tweets and kind of analyze those in terms of where the market is heading. I'm going to specifically use a Python library. So the project is on Python. So we're going to use TreePy to call all of this, the functions. So this library is like a very easy to use library built on Python to access the Twitter API. So if we go to the docs, We would be mainly interested in one of the endpoints. Basically, an API is like application programming interface, where they allow us to just call these functions already developed and get the data. That's it. So just to track Elon, it's going to be very simple. I just need to use one endpoint from the API. From the TVPy, you can go to timelines, and there are like few options you can do. Because it's an API, you can see this, search for the tweets based on the context, or you can look for the timeline for an individual person. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just tracking Elon here. So I'm going to use one of the functions in the API, get user tweets, and through that function, I'm going to call that and get all the tweets for a specific user ID. So the function will take a user ID and it's going to return the details. So the way I'm going to build it, let me import a few libraries like for TreePy and import pandas to read it as a data frame, and then I'm going to work my way around calling that function. All right, so the way I'm going to build it is I'm going to use the TreePy library as mentioned. So I was just playing around with the API, TreePy API, and I was trying to figure out how to pull out a single user's timeline. So it's not that hard if you only a few lines of code. So basically, once you have TreePy in place, installed correctly using pip, you need to set up a few configurations using the keys. So these keys are generated in your developer portal. So you can go to developer.twitter.com to generate these. You need to get this approved. I already had some project, like a random project beforehand, so I used those. Yep. So then I kind of created a function that's just using just calling the user timeline function from the TreePy API, and it passes in the user ID, which is like here it's Elon Musk, and passing the limit of the number of tweets I want. So I'm gonna use the limit function right now, maybe like every 100 tweets, basically a limit of 100 tweets in the latest hour. And then I'm gonna filter it around it, and then the way I did it, I just called the user timeline function, and with the user ID, I get the data and kind of convert it into like a pandas data frame. And just to show the data, I kind of saved it as an Excel using pandas. Let's look at quickly what the data is kind of available there. All right. So yep. So that's the data. I kind of downloaded the top tweets from Elon for today. Would be basically that's what he's posted. So you can see all the headers on it, and you can see the geo coordinates if there are any, and then the tweet count, the favorite count, etc. Kind of gives a metric on how popular things are, and you can read the tweets, and he's just messaging a few things. And maybe then out of these tweets, we're going to filter out things around crypto and kind of evaluate things further. So yeah, that's most of it in terms of the first basic on getting the data for building your investment bot. I think this would close the first part. The other things in using this data and kind of buying actual crypto coins will be in the next few parts. So yeah, I think that's it in terms of this video. So stay tuned, and thank you.